Good morning, everybody. This is David Joyner, your friendly neighborhood illustrator, coming to you again with another lovely tutorial. Today's tutorial will be a tutorial in inking. In coloring with ink and with colored pencil. This is going to be a mixed medium tutorial. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I don't have a whole lot of time this morning, but I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. It went a little longer than normal. This one, the process itself is I guess not that complicated to understand. We've got our basic color palette that I'm using. It's off the frame, but basically we're just using sunset colors, starting with light, working to dark, and trying to establish where the sunlight is coming from in this illustration is going to be the key point, I think. Since we've got the moon in the sky, but we still have the sun in the sky, we're establishing that the sun is actually behind or to the side of the viewer. And so we've got the sun, it's almost like the moon is rising and the sun is setting. So you can see this sort of red, this yellow, it's like an, how do you describe it? Almost like an upside down sunset. This is a way of doing the sunrise or sunset that's a little different. Most people don't do it this way, where things go from warm tones at the top to dark tones at the bottom. So the way that there's only a couple of ways to define your horizon, your tree lines in an illustration like this, and you'll see what I do here is I'm going to come in and actually put some of the sun's last shining light on the tree lines, and that I will then diminish using other colors. This is going to be an interesting piece to try to do, because we're going to try to do a monochromatic color scheme where we've got a lot of blue, light blue, purple. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think everybody's going to enjoy this one. I haven't decided yet, actually, on the color of the canopy of the underside of the large evergreen tree, because to be honest, I don't know if it's in shadow. To be honest, the best way to do it would be to do it in black shadows, dark black sections, and then come in and highlight the little spots with this lovely pinky purple color. So, to all you guys out there that think you can't use pink in an illustration, I want to prove you wrong. It's the very first color I use. I think it's I'm feeling a little infected by how beautiful our sunrise is today here in Washington. And so I'm kind of letting that come out in my artwork today. We're going to let the sunshine in my pocket come shine down on this page now. Yeah, that's how that song goes. We're at 3 minutes and 44 seconds, and this, like I said, is a relatively long tutorial today. I've got another 10 minutes and some change. So I hope everybody's got their coffee and ready for it. I am outside, but I'm going to go ahead and head on back in here for just a second, because I'm pretty sure... Sorry about that. I don't know if there was an interruption, but I'm back now. I took a moment there. I had to go and assist my father, the Big Dave.
I wish I could tell you more.
I am trying to help him. I take care of my dad. He's a good guy. Worth taking care of. Worth it. Every day, just having my dad with me, Grandpa, to my son and daughter, is a blessing. So, as we are, I'm using just a plain watercolor marker. Comes in a set. I've got, I received it from a friend of mine. Thank you, buddy. And I get a lot of my art supplies that way. People just seem to, when they're going to get rid of stuff, they ask me if I want it, and I say, but of course. Just like in the Grey Poupon commercials. Anywho, we've got some nice wispy cloud action going on. I guess in many cases those clouds could also be, they're very, I know I had talked previously about the clouds in one of my videos, but I like to always kind of bring things back to gesture drawing. Things can read differently depending on what you're doing with it. And so I would like to say that these particular clouds, these high altitude wispy clouds, can also be smoke. If you were to orientate this with a tip of with the head of a pipe or with a fire, you could easily make that look like the shimmer in the top of water. It depends on what your effect is, how you want the eye to read it. And so in this illustration, I am combining colored pencils and pens. And what I've done here off page, oh, sorry about that. I've got a bit of a lighting issue. You'll have to forgive me. I hope that lighting problem comes back to normal. But basically, I am testing, and this is the way I do it. While I am doing this on the fly, I am sitting off camera here with my big pile of pencils. This is like an artist mixing the palette. And I'm going from darker to even darker. This is the darkest, and this is almost cobalt blue. And we've got it. This is the right one. Now, it didn't look that bright because I'm in a hurry, and that ink on the page is still kind of damp. And because it's damp, I'm actually not getting the darkest color for the colored pencils. So I will wait on additioning it in. But first I am going to come in here and just touch it just a little bit, so I know that this is definitely the kind of color I'm going for. And it looks like it's going to be about right. Remember that down here on this part of the page, this is the furthest from the sun. Down here, this is where the sky is going to be becoming darker and darker, and at the top of the page it will be where it's the lightest. So we know that if I make it too dark, when we do the shadows on the castle and things like that, we won't be able to differentiate between the sky and the tree line. So we want to take our time at this point to go and get our yellow. And we're going to go ahead and go in here now and start. I'll just, for fun, for everybody, we're just going to do the moon. We're going to shoot for the moon. And we're going to do our moon in a yellow. And I want you guys to pay attention. I'm actually going to change yellows, because I do not want my light to actually be the same color as my moon. And if you guys were sitting here with me, you would probably notice a big difference in the yellows. But I do actually get a different colored pencil shortly and change to that one. It's not a big difference in the shade color. Right now I'm finding good old Mr. Eraser, because I want to make sure that we don't have too much dirty pencil still on those edges of those towers, since they are our money shot in this particular drawing. The castle becomes the I guess it would be you being the viewer. You tell me, where's the main focal point in this illustration? Is it the castle, or is it the elf in the tree? I'd be interested to find out if you guys think it's a duel between the two. So we're at 9 minutes and 32 seconds. This tutorial goes on for an additional 5 minutes. This is the longest tutorial I've done so far, and I'm actually working as quickly as I can. So we're going to change right now to the other yellow. I believe I'm making that change now. Nope, we're using the reds. And like I said, I'm off page here. I am trying different colors, and I'm working with them, trying to get just the right hue, like a Hugh Hefner. And I'm going to come in here and throw some of that red in there, and I like it, and it's going to work. And this is our value difference. So some of you at this point, you might not agree with the choice of using red. You might decide to go a little slower. You might decide to use just inks. You might use off yellows and then fade. I particularly like going for the gusto, and I'm just going to lighten my touch as I do it. But we're going to go ahead and put in some more light source, because I really want to make sure when I go in and fine-tune the light source, which I always am telling you guys is the most important thing in these illustrations. Find your light source. We know we're going to have light along this ridge line. I don't know how far into the trees that light will go, but we know that this side of the castle will have some moonlight bouncing off, and it will also maybe have some light from the sun. Not totally sure. If I did have sunlight shining off camera onto the main characters, it might cast them into full color and eliminate the monochromatic concept I'm going for. I don't know if any of you out there get what I'm talking about, but with a secondary light source, this becomes instantly a much harder illustration to do in the coloring aspect. We're just going to quickly go in here now and put in the yellows for the clouds, so it kind of assists me in knowing where the light source is coming from. And now you're starting to see that there's a big canopy of tree above on the top of the page. Some of those little itty-bitty branches will be done in probably blue. So we're in here now with our bright red, and I am putting a nice bloody, I shouldn't say that, nice red hint to the moon. I'm not going to say there's blood on the moon, because we all know that's kind of spooky. But we are putting some red onto the moon side there, and it allows the moon to kind of join with the sky tones just a little bit at that edge, so it rounds the moon out a little bit more rounded than in all reality's sake, but you know, it's my world. Now we're gonna come in here and change to the other color. We got that dark cobalt blue. This is when the illustration starts to really take on its color scheme. This is quite crucial. Again, I am moving as quickly as I can for you guys, and I'm only filling in just this little portion for now, and I'm probably going to go ahead and finish the sky, at least the sky, off camera, so that we can move on to the other subjects in this piece of art. We're at 13 minutes and 39 seconds. This is the longest tutorial. And we are going to be working in the values here. Not everybody can appreciate what you can do with a colored pencil and ink together, but I kind of always feel it's an akin to airbrush. You kind of get that airbrushy feel. And remember, this would not be possible if I had done the blue first. You cannot go, and remember, I'm not using very good paper either. This is being done on poor paper. But as you can see, we're getting that nice dark effect.